Hey everyone, my name is Heather Havenwood and this is Pepe. I'm doing a very quick video. It's actually a two-part video that I just did one earlier about the PPP, which is part of the Senate bill that just passed, the Paycheck Protection Program. I just did an interview with Kerry. Lutz. It's another video that I just did a full one. But this video is just a small piece of that video, which is where we specifically talk about the CARES Act that just got passed as part of that. And that is about your mortgage as well as your renter. This is a very important part, and I'm going to talk to you about it. It's actually on the consumerfinance.gov site, and I'm explaining to you a little bit about that. Guide to the coronavirus mortgage relief options. First things you may need to know for many homeowners with mortgages, there's help, but first assess your situation. If you can pay your mortgage, pay your mortgage. But there is a new federal law. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, Economic Security Act, CARES, puts in two protections for homeowners with federally backed mortgages. Number one, a foreclosure memorandum, and number two, a right to forbearance for homeowners who are experiencing a financial hardship due to the virus emergency. So I'm going to give you the link here in just a minute, but I want you to understand that what this video is going to go to right now is actually the interview I did with Kerry Lutz, who's the head of the Financial Survival Network, that he goes more into the details, as well as I'm going to give you the link right now. Before that, I'm going to show you a little bit real quickly what this looks like. Okay, this is basically what I'm about to send you. Again, this is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and this was March 31st, 2020. And this talks about all the different questions that you're going to have. It also has protection for renters. If you are a renter, what is going on there? So I'm going to go into the interview now, and let's get started. Thanks, guys.
It says, and here's the thing, if you own 1 to 4 units, okay, a single family home to a quad or a 4-family, it's called in certain parts of the country, then all you have to do, you don't have to prove need, I lost a tenant, whatever. All you have to say is that you've been either directly or indirectly injured by the coronavirus. And in doing so, that's your certification. You send it to the bank along with a request, and they must grant a forbearance for 120 days initially. Now, what happens to the money that's it's a deferral of payment effectively. And the question is, does it have to be paid back over the next year, or do they stick it on to the end of the mortgage, which would be ideal for many of you out there? The point is that one way or the other, you're going to have to make up those missed payments. And everyone would prefer it be at the end, but even if you miss 120 days, that is 4 months of payments, and then you make them up with an increased payment over the next year, that's fine. Now, the other thing is that at the end of the 120-day period, you can put in an application for another forbearance under pretty much the same terms and conditions. That means that you're effectively getting 8 months of mortgage forbearance. And for many of you out there, it's your largest cost, your largest monthly expenditure. And that could go a long way towards allowing you not to get foreclosed. And I assume that the banks are probably getting paid some kind of payment, some kind of benefit, maybe a tax credit from the federal government to participate in this. And they have to do it, though. Now, here's the thing. If you are renting your property out, income producing property, there's no differentiation here between income producing and residential, your personal residence. But a 4-family home, while you're having the forbearance, you are not allowed to evict any non-paying tenant. So the government giveth and the government taketh away. But the point is, the other issues that we don't know about here is that many of you who have home mortgages. Oh, and I have to add, this covers mortgages that are backed by Fannie, Freddie, FHA, and I don't know, I think the VA, but government entities. But Fannie and Freddie for sure, that's 85% of the mortgages made. So if you've got a jumbo and it's through a private lender, probably not, but there probably will be a provision for you.
Question, Kerry, where
Sure.
is this documentation? Is this in the Senate bill? Where is
It's
this?
in the final bill that was passed. I will come up with uh, a reference to it, and you
Okay.
can read it yourself, and we'll put that in a
Because
link.
I know a lot of real estate investors, and I'm renting, so I'm definitely going to be sending this to, my landlord, as well as there's a lot of that hasn't even been really focused on, because everyone's been
Oh
focused on
no,
the businesses, which they should be. But I think this is another level just specifically for real estate investors in people of their own homes.
so important. Imagine if we had had this in '08 and '09.
Oh,
You
I
know,
would have stayed I would have had my house still.
and I dealt with so many clients, bankruptcies, foreclosures, so many of them, they would have never hit the market because that 8 months could have gotten a new job, whatever.
Oh
So this
yeah, we
could
could have
have,
got, my house got triggered within like 2 weeks of having a missed payment, 2 weeks. And then
yeah,
even, yeah. So
oh yeah,
it was a disaster back then in '08 and '09. And yeah, there was so many people, 8 months, heck, 3 months, give me a break for 3 months. And I would have been able to figure it out, wow, 8 months that's a whole nother world. I mean, this is really uncharted territory. It seems smart to me. I'm no economics guy, but I do know that it's going to also not flood the market with foreclosures. It's
yeah.
not going to drop the market to a crazy. So, it's a big deal.
And I have to share a story with you. Um, it's a little off topic, but it's not. And that is a person I know, actually kind of a close friend from from California, has been involved in a 12-year foreclosure dispute. Has not made a mortgage payment, tax payment, insurance payment in 12 years, and they were just about ready to get her out. And guess what? This happened, and now all mortgage foreclosures, basically sales, not the process, meaning if someone's in default before this happened, they can go all the way to foreclosure. All these all of these sales, the mortgage sales, the trustee sales, are apparently there's a moratorium on them. So she could be there like another 6, 8 months, a year. I mean, it's really out of hand. But the point is that this is much needed relief. And if you've owned multiple properties, income producing properties that are FHA, Fannie, Freddie mortgages,
Mm-hmm.
then you can ask for the forbearance. There's a there's regulations that have been passed on March 31st from the lovely Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We will attach a link to the CFPB's website, and that will give you probably everything you need to know. And you're going to have
What's say that again? What company or what government
this is
agency?
the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It is a governmental agency created under Dodd-Frank to ensure that we never had another financial collapse again.
Say it again. Consumer what?
Consumer Financial Consumer Financial Protection Bureau,
All right, I'm going to pull it up so people have
and
it.
we
And
will.
this is is
I
this
have
for
the link.
real estate owners, or which one is this for?
This is for mortgage holders, and I'm shooting it off to you right this moment, Heather. So you will
Okay.
have it. You will have it within moments. And yeah, this, I don't want, I'm not an expert in this, but I know that the program exists. And I know that many of you, if you're going for these loans, you're going to want to take care of this. And so you're going to have to contact your mortgage servicer, probably certified mail return receipt requested. And yeah, the list of agencies: HUD, USDA, Federal Housing, Fannie, Freddie, U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, just like I told you. And this was also under the CARES. Oh, you know what? I said it wrong. 120. They're saying a right to request a forbearance for up to 180 days, and you have the right to request one extension for another 180 days. So we're talking a year here. A year can make all the difference in the world, and there will be no additional fees, penalties, or additional interest beyond the interest that you would have paid added to your account. You do not need to submit additional documentation to qualify other than your claim to have a pandemic-related financial hardship. So I hope that's clear what they're doing.
Give me the link, because I'm sure people are saying, well, we can't believe you because we need to have the link.
Just you've got it in your email. I just shot it off to you.
Okay, let me get that to you.
Hopefully the email, computers have slowed down, networks, because everybody's home on their Wi-Fi, and home Wi-Fi has slowed down a bit, but it's still working.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to be sending this. I'm going to be sharing this now. All right, so this is on the consumerfinance.gov guide to coronavirus mortgage relief options. This was dated March 31st, 2020.
Yeah.
Important things you need to know for many homeowners with mortgages that help. Okay, so this is the actual, right now, the Corona Aid Relief Economic Security Act, which is, by the way, this CARES Act is part of the stimulus bill, as well as part of this PPP, where it comes from too, the people we just talked about earlier in our other video. Okay, so, all right, good. Oh, here we got protection for renters, protection for mortgage relief, forbearance, suspend or stop foreclosures, who applies. All right, so this is really critical. This is a really critical piece right here. Mortgage relief options.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting.
And it appears that you don't even get a negative mark on your credit report, assuming that you contacted the mortgage servicer, and understand the servicer is not the same as the owner. You'll know who they are. They're the people you send your monthly mortgage payment to. Okay. So assuming what I'm reading is correct, that there's no penalties, they seem to be saying that it's not going to affect your credit to get the forbearance, and that you should also keep track of your credit report to make sure it isn't improperly reported. So this is a biggie. It could be tens of thousands of dollars that you wind up getting to defer. And again, all of this is geared at allowing people to get through the crisis, and it's costing the government a fortune, but we are the government, and effectively it's a policy decision that's been made by the government.
Yeah.
And
we're just following the rules. We're not going into political right or wrong or economics. I know that this would have been great to have, again, someone who lived through 2008, got wiped out by 2008, still dealing with 2008 on some level.
Yeah.
That none of this was given to us. It was only the big banks. Not one gift was given to us on any level. And so this would have been, you talk about a game saver and would have changed my life forever. This is huge. So don't take this, again, I feel like I sometimes have to say this. Some of you guys have this whole thing about the government, I don't know, some negative stuff going on around that. Get over it. We're in a new world.
Yeah.
As someone who I shared before, she's like, well, I'm over here manifesting $10,000 and I'm going to go do my efforts. I go, why do you care where it comes from? You know what I mean? Okay, that's fine. So I think just get over it. If you got anything going on with that, read up. We're not the only ones out there talking about it. I am not a lawyer. I am not an accountant. I am just someone who was affected before, and I want to make sure that I'm giving value where I can in life. It's really about helping others at this point. I have a link below. What the link below does, it talks about resources. It sends you to an opt-in page. It gives your name and email. What that does is I send you the link to the Google Doc that It is constantly changing.
Keep
And
going
that's
back.
it. It's free service. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's nothing in it for us at this point other than to provide you with the information that you need, A, to keep your business going, and B, to stay in your home if you're having problems meeting your obligations, etc. Hopefully, the combination of the two will get you through it. And these pandemics, they have a life cycle, and hopefully, this one's will run through its life cycle faster rather than slower. We don't know now, but we have ideas because we're watching other countries in the world see their cycle or bell curve turn down, and it'll happen here as well. Obviously, be careful, be safe, and you have to be just as careful and safe with your finances and everything you own, because everything is being challenged here. Like I said, global shutdown of the global economy, and we don't know when it's coming back. It could be a couple of weeks, hopefully, or it could be a month or longer. And really, uh, Heather and I, we're just sitting back, just like you, trying to figure things out and how to get through it.
Yeah. Okay, great. So this is our second video. Again, this was updated April 1st at 3:00 Central Time. And link below for a lot of things that we just said. And feel free to reach out. So that's really it. And stay on our channel, his Financial Survival Network, or mine, whatever, to get the information. Remember, get your documentation in right away this Friday. Like, have it ready, go to the bank or online. Like I've gotten an email from someone on Chase that Chase has already set up some web portal. But again, my bank this morning, they don't even know what they're doing. So just be compassionate, okay? And everyone's trying to figure this out. Just be compassionate, have a little patience, but be ready. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and bring your bank loan officer some Dunkin' Donuts. Make sure it's a sealed container. Bring the bank some stuff. All right. One of the things that works best is people don't work well on an empty stomach,
That's right.
and they're unappreciated. They're overworked. Let them know that you appreciate them. Don't take anything they say personally. All right, but be empathetic. Work with these people, because in the end, they are there to help you, and they will. But they have to find a way. And if you're getting angry and upset and frustrated, it makes it that much harder for them to help you. One thing I'd like to point out, Heather, an accountant's got a YouTube out there, and he's saying, don't go there right away. Wait until you find out all the stuff. And my feeling is, look, they'll reject you. They won't take your docs. You'll have to come back anyway. You might as well get there. You might as well be the first person at the door on Friday morning. And
I am. I'll be hanging out with like tacos and my documentation. Like, let's do this.
Just sealed packages. Don't bring
Little
them
packages, right?
stuff. And go to Dunkin' Donuts, buy one of those things of coffee, and a couple dozen donuts, and bring them there with you, because you don't want these people to feel underappreciated, and you want to know that you're grateful that they're really out there to help you. I mean, it's silly, I know, and like I said,
it's not silly. I think it's an important piece. There's a lot of pressure on these bankers to know what's happening, and they don't know, and it's okay. Like, just stop yelling at people. People are yelling at me today. Like, I'm supposed to know something. I'm like, I don't know anything. I'm just reading websites on the government website,
Yeah, and
that's all I'm doing.
Everybody's groping in the dark trying to figure
We're
this
all
out.
just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We're all in this boat together, So, all right. So check it out below, and Kerry Lutz with Financial Network, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.